Hello everyone, Christian Hernandez here for Sports Video Group. We are finally in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium, and I'm here with a good friend, finally meeting him in person. Sean Tabler, you are the director of game presentation. Pleasure to meet you in person finally. How are you doing so far this year?
Nice to meet you too, Christian, after many Zooms and phone calls.
Yes.
This year's been awesome. I mean, to have fans finally in SoFi Stadium, it's been a long time coming, and it's exceeding our expectations.
Right. Awesome, glad to hear. As I said, you are director of game pres. Control room is up here somewhere. I'm sure I'll throw in some B-roll to everyone that can see. But you're at you're the mastermind of everything that goes down on either Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays. Tell us some of the production highlights that you had this year. Either a really killer, opener, someone here, a special guest on a home opener, or something that you're doing at halftime. What are your thoughts?
I would just say it's how we're using the infinity screen.
True.
To be honest, like that's the crown jewel of this stadium, and we're still like learning how to use it, the best ways to use it, and finding more creative ways to use it. I would say, we have our game in progress look where we have our A show and our B show and our wing ads, and we kind of know the formula for that. But now we're kind of breaking out and finding ways to use it like you're looking at now, which is a takeover, an MOE as we call it. And then, how do we enhance that to the next level where we're integrating live shots into alpha windows and, just getting all the ribbon boards to be in sync with it. I think those are the moments that are having the most impact for our fans that we've noticed. And that's where we're continuing to explore and, see where we can take it.
Right. And you're a couple weeks into your home schedule here in the first season with fans fully. What are some of the traditions that you're trying to kind of establish here so when fans come here, in the second year, third year, fourth year, they're like, oh, wow, I remember they first started doing that when they kind of first moved in here?
Yeah, there's a ton of them, to be honest. We're carrying a lot of traditions, obviously, from our past years at Dignity Health and even down from Qualcomm. But I'd say the newest thing is our energy stage, which is the kind of the epicenter of our live entertainment. So our host is down there, our DJ's down there, our trumpeters down there, along with our cannon, which we fire off at every kickoff and every touchdown. And then we also integrated a new tradition this year for our third downs, which is our siren. So our thunder siren, we've always played a thunder sound effect, kind of mixed with an air raid siren effect as well on third downs to get the fans fired up and let them know it's time to get loud. So this year we evolved that into a physical prop. So, and it's also a touch point for our influencers, celebrities, and then, season ticket members to come to the stage and be part of the show versus just witnessing the show. They can actually come up on the stage, crank the siren, and they get to be on camera. They get to feel like they own something. And I'd say that's probably the most, that's probably the newest and most fun thing we've been doing.
So you're coming to a game, you're only expecting to watch football, but now you're actually being part of the show. I'm sure not a lot of stadiums and not a lot of teams can say that, so that is a pretty cool thing. Up in the control room, like I mentioned, you've had a couple games on your belt, but just thinking about new technologies like this behemoth scoreboard behind us, or HDR workflows, or just any kind of new technologies in the control room. From your standpoint and from the team's standpoint, how do you guys continue? How do you think you guys can continue to get in a better groove, improve as the season goes on?
There is so much technology in this building. I think we're just scratching the surface, to be honest. You'll see the control room; it's massive. We've got 2 switchers. We've got 5 replay machines. We're taking in 13 man cameras, along with a couple dozen POVs. So we just have a plethora of riches, I think is the way they say it. Like, we have so many things that we're utilizing now, and we're trying to figure out the best way to fit it all into a game, because you only have so much time. You only have so many TV timeouts, so many live shots, so many replays. So we're just trying to figure out the best way to take advantage of all this technology to build a home field advantage for our players, for our coaches, and then for the fans. I literally think we're just scratching the surface on where all this stuff can take us.
Okay. Last question, 2-parter. Obviously, this building has become way busy, super busy, busier than it has been, but Super Bowl is coming up this February. First question, how excited you are for that Super Bowl, and then we can kind of get to the last part.
Super excited for the Super Bowl. Very
pun intended?
Yeah. I'm just excited to see this building showcased on that platform, or on that stage. I think seeing photos of this place and videos and all the stuff you see on broadcast, it really shines. Like, whether you see it in person, whether you see it on camera, it it grabs your attention no matter what. So I'm super excited to have the NFL come in here and take over this building and see what they do with it, because it's the biggest sporting event in the world.
Right.
So to see this building through that lens is going to be pretty unique, and I'm sure it's going to give us some ideas that we can take into 2022.
That's true. I asked this question to Justin Casserly and Justin Lang over at Elysian back in October. When we look back at this build, because this is a pretty impressive build, what do you think the legacy of the stadium will be in terms of technology, game day entertainment? What do you think it will? I'd obviously stand the test of time, but what are your kind of thoughts as the impact it'll have on the industry moving forward?
I definitely think the architecture, which isn't my part really, but I will say I think the architecture of this building is going to be something people gleam and take for future projects, because you're really built on top of the field, right? If you look at like how many levels we have here, right, it's 8 levels, and nobody's further than maybe 150 feet from the playing surface. Like everybody's very much right on top of the playing surface. And then technology-wise, I think this kind of uniqueness of a center hung in a stadium versus an arena, right, I think we're really meshing kind of some of the best things of both those worlds, the arena world, the stadium world. You're getting a center hung board, which feels a little more front and center. You don't have to turn your head everywhere to look for it. Plus, you have the audio built into the infinity screen here, so the audio is coming right into you versus coming from behind you or way up high. I think those are going to be things that people take into these future stadiums in the next couple decades.
Right. A lot of first being done here, and a lot of things that people will remember moving forward. Sean, thank you for having me here finally again to meet you in person, and thanks for taking the time. Best of luck moving forward, and can't wait to see what you guys continue to do moving forward.
Thank you.
This is Sean Tabler. This is SoFi Stadium. More information about this stadium, about what the Chargers are doing here, please visit our website at sportsvideo.org.